Let's start a riot. A riot. Let's start a riot. A riot. How are you doing, folks? I wanted to make a special video tonight to counter an emerging narrative I see where many miscreants are attempting to call me a troll, to paint me as being a troll. Obviously that's complete nonsense, and I want to tell you about the events of a few months ago to strike a direct hole into those falsehoods that people are claiming about me. So a few months ago, myself and 6 of my top Crusaders, we go on a tour of the United States, basically. We're going to the biggest cities. We're dressed in flag apparel, so people know that we're patriotic. We're walking the streets. Actually, you could say we were marching. That's how serious we were. We decided to start Anti-Troll Riots. Well, really, I was the one that came up with the idea, but many of my Crusaders contributed and helped me greatly in carrying it all out. So we went to the biggest cities, and we're marching down the street. Keep in mind, it's a riot that we're starting, so we're sort of, we've sort of got a rock sign going out. And people are passing us. They're kind of scared because they see us. They can tell we're marching. They can tell we're driven and we're on a great mission. And we've got our hands going like that. So they're sort of shaking. And every 40 or so steps, we wouldn't just have our hand up like this. We would turn it around like this, and we'd start the old song. Let's start a riot. A riot. Let's start a riot. A riot. And what we did is we found the biggest computer store in each of these big cities, and we stormed in there. We wouldn't just open the door like normal. We actually pushed the door in so people would know that we were against trolling. And we walked in there. We found the big shot wannabe computer store owner, and we gave him some rough words, folks. You've probably seen the tongue I can have at times. I can issue some rough words to strike right into a man's soul. That's how I've ended so many YouTube careers. So we're going up to this computer store owner because you've got to factor in, folks. You've got to look at it like this. When you're online, you can do more online than you can doing anything else in the world. I've changed the world with my videos. You can do more online than anything else. It matters more than voting. It matters more than owning a gun. It matters more than all of that. But you don't even have to show an ID to buy a computer. How crazy is that, folks? How nuts is that? That's one of the major reasons I want to run for government and impose strict requirements on even being able to purchase a computer. But what we did in these riots was legendary and historic, folks. We would find that computer store owner. We all got in a circle as if we were vultures circling our pathetic prey. And we gave them rough words, and after every line, we found the best words to say, and we would all say it in unison. It was like, hey, you skinny little punk, you think you're a big rich boy selling your computers? You think you're a big-time rich boy? Well, I got news for you. You're not rich. That's what we would say to them, and boy, would their face get red a lot of times when we would say that. And you got to remember, folks, after every line, we would get angrier and angrier. So at first, we would just be looking at him with an innocuous, blank-looking face, kind of like this. But then we'd say, we'd say one line, hey, you stupid skinny punk, get a little angrier. We'd say another line, get a little bit angrier. Say another line, nice glasses. Get a little bit angrier. Say another line, you punk, you big punk. At that point, we're gnashing our teeth. And a lot of times, the confrontation would cause these little dweebs to call the cops. But luckily, we'd set up things with the cops beforehand, and the cops were actually on our side, and they'd show up with their blue lights wailing, and they'd be cheering for us. And before long, we'd have a big crowd outside cheering for us. And then they saw our hands were still up like this, and they knew it was a riot. So, in some towns, they started starting fires, throwing rocks through the windows, stealing computers. But that wasn't particularly my fault. But what I wanted to instill into these computer owners is that they have to start looking at the computer history of every account people have made and make sure they've never made a harmful remark online before they will even sell them a computer. We could stop trolling at the source if these computer owners would quit selling computers to trolls. There's trolls that have 6 or 7 computers so they can get on 6 or 7 different accounts and troll 6 or 7 people at a time. It's crazy. It's gotta stop. It's gotta stop. It's gotta stop. If it doesn't stop soon, if trolling doesn't stop soon, who knows if this rolling rock that we call an Earth, who knows if it's going to even exist anymore? Who knows if there's going to be a sun in the sky for much longer? But luckily, these riots were very successful. We did change the minds of many computer store owners, and many of them in these towns, they require a full screening and background check now before you're even able to buy a computer. So every day I'm sort of smiling. The Crusaders that came with me on this trip, you know who you are. I thank you for doing this, and I guess I'll see you at the next riot.